Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. Let's talk about a blockbuster rumor that has the AFC North buzzing. It's something that could completely change the landscape of the division, and if it materializes, it might be one of the most significant moves in recent Steelers history. Word from league sources close to the NFL whispers that the Cleveland Browns, who are currently in the middle of a tough rebuild after an ugly 2-7 start in 2025, are pondering a bold move, trading their young, explosive wide receiver Chris Olave to the Steelers. Yeah, you heard that right. Olave, who's been lighting it up, might soon be donning black and gold, and Steelers fans, you know what that could mean for the offense. Let's break down what's going on behind the scenes. The Browns, despite having around $12 million in cap space, are sitting at the bottom of the league in defense, currently ranked 29th in EPA per run. They're struggling to get anything consistent on that side of the ball, giving up an average of 4-2 sacks per game. Cleveland's front office seems to believe that their rebuild needs to prioritize draft picks and young talent, especially on the offensive side, which has become a bit stagnant. Olave, 25, is a game-changing player who's shown flashes of elite speed and big play ability. In 2025, even without his usual explosive stats, he posted nearly 700 yards and 6 touchdowns, with a YAC yards after catch average of 6.1 yards and an EPA per target of plus 0.42. His career numbers since 2022 include over 200 yards and 22 touchdowns, along with an impressive 91% catch rate on contested balls, and 0 drops in 2025 despite a hamstring injury in Week 4. Imagine Olave paired with a quarterback like Deshaun Watson. Yeah, I know Watson's been struggling with a 58% completion rate, but Olave's speed and ability to separate could be the perfect remedy. His release is lightning quick, averaging just 1/8 seconds, which makes him a nightmare matchup against defenses, especially in the AFC North, known for its physical, tough zones. If he joins Cleveland, Olave would instantly become the deep threat they desperately need, giving their offense a much-needed spark. But the Browns are hesitant. They see Olave as a luxury in a team that's still trying to figure out its identity, especially with their offense underperforming and their defense giving up over 27 points a game. Now, Steelers fans, that's where it gets interesting. Pittsburgh, with a 6-3 record and over $18 million in cap space, could be the perfect landing spot for Olave. Think about it, pairing him with George Pickens, who's already shown he's a dynamic, reliable target, would elevate the Steelers' passing game to a whole new level. Olave's ability to create separation, about 19 yards per route, and his 12% win rate against man coverage make him an ideal candidate to complement Pickens, who's more of a physical, contested catch guy. Together, they could form one of the most dangerous duos in the league, pushing the Steelers' offense into the top 10, possibly even top 5. And let's not forget what Olave could do for the overall team performance. His addition would boost the EPA per play for quarterback Russell Wilson, projecting an increase of around 22%. That's significant. It would help reduce those long third and longs, which currently hover around 42%, down to a more manageable 35%. Plus, his sure hands would improve red zone efficiency. His hands have a PFF grade of 92, one which is elite, and that could translate into more touchdowns and a more balanced attack. Imagine him stretching the field, forcing defenses to respect the deep ball, and opening up running lanes and shorter routes for other playmakers. This trade also has playoff implications. Historically, Olave's presence in the lineup would be a major X factor, especially in cold-weather playoff games. His ability to make big plays and force turnovers, he forced 3 interceptions in 2025, could be the difference in tight games. For Steelers fans, the thought of Olave in black and gold, running routes that leave defenders in the dust, is exciting. It's reminiscent of the explosive plays we saw from the likes of Antonio Brown in his prime, but with a modern twist, a speedster who can take the top off defenses, creating mismatches and forcing defenses to double-team him, which in turn opens up options for everyone else. Now, what about the division? Well, if Pittsburgh manages to land Olive, the AFC North could see a shift in power. The Steelers' offense would become more potent, more unpredictable, and more capable of putting points on the board against anyone. It would make them a serious Super Bowl contender, especially with their defense still playing at a high level. Meanwhile, Cleveland, in this scenario, might lose a key piece in their rebuild, and their attempts to climb out of the basement could get even tougher. They'd be losing a player who could be a cornerstone for their future, but the Browns are clearly looking at short-term gains, trying to compile draft capital and cap space, even if it means trading away a player who could be a franchise changer. Timing is also key here. The NFL trade deadline is coming up on November 4th, and that's when these kinds of moves are often finalized. If the Browns decide to pull the trigger, it could send shockwaves through the league, and Steelers fans should be watching closely. This could be an opportunity for Pittsburgh to accelerate their Super Bowl window, to add a piece that could make all the difference in December and January. Olive's style of play fits perfectly with the Steelers' offensive philosophy, which has been leaning on explosive plays and big moments to win games. Imagine the reaction of the fans, the energy in the stadium, when Olive runs out in a Steelers uniform for the first time. That kind of talent, combined with the team's already solid foundation, could propel Pittsburgh into serious contender territory. And given the division's competitiveness, especially with Baltimore and Cincinnati still fighting tooth and nail, having that extra weapon on offense could be the edge they need to finally get over the hump and make a deep playoff run. But of course, all of this is just speculation at this point. The NFL is unpredictable, and trades like these don't happen every day. Still, the possibility is enough to get Steelers Nation excited. We've seen how a single player can turn a team's fortunes around. Just look at what Tyreek Hill did in Miami this year, transforming their offense into one of the top units in the league. Olive, with his speed, hands, and game-changing ability, could do the same for the Steelers. And let's not forget, the Steelers have always been a team that values smart, strategic moves. They've built a reputation for drafting well and developing talent, and if they can add Olive, it would be a perfect complement to their roster. It's a move that could not only help them make a deep playoff push this year, but set them up for sustained success in the years to come. The Steelers' fan base is hungry for that Super Bowl glory, and an addition like Olive could be the spark that ignites that quest once again. So, Steelers fans, keep your eyes peeled. The trade deadline is your chance to see if the front office is willing to make a bold move, and if they do, you can bet it'll be one of the most talked-about stories of the season. The AFC North is fierce, and every team is looking to make a statement, but Pittsburgh has a real shot to leap ahead with a move like this. It's about seizing the moment, about pushing for greatness, and about making sure the black and gold stay at the top. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe Olive would be the perfect addition to push Pittsburgh into Super Bowl contention? Or do you think Cleveland's holding on to him for a reason? Either way, this is the kind of move that can energize the fan base and change the course of the season. I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned and keep supporting your Steelers. Remember, we're all in this together, and every game, every move, every play counts in our quest for that 7th Lombardi Trophy. Let's go, Steelers.